Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox on the Iconic Video Games channel. I'm Axel1324.
And I'm CoolCatTerri.
That's right, and so far it is a two-person show today.
Yeah.
DREADPOOL is out. Where is he again? Is he working or is he at a con? Isn't he at San Diego Comic-Con or coming back from San Diego Comic-Con?
I don't know.
I
Jed, where you at? I see he's in the chat. Jed, where you at?
DREADPOOL, where in the world is DREADPOOL?
Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Okay.
Okay, well, there you go. Tampa Bay Comic-Con. All right. Oh, excuse me. So there you go, guys. DREADPOOL's not with us because he is at Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Shout out to DREADPOOL. Thanks so much. I'm watching some of your videos and you're getting some great engagement out there. Good for you. Good for you, sir. But let's check it with the rest of the chat. Your Wicked Hot joins us. He says, can't wait for another great Sunday show. Yeah, that's right. It's Timid joins us. He says, what's up, your Wicked Hot and CoolCatTerri? Oh, no, me? I see how it is, Timid.
You weren't here yet, man.
Doggy Dog joins us. Shout out to Doggy Dog. He was so funny this Friday. Oh my God, Doggy Dog just, he had me in tears. I couldn't even read. Like, I was trying to read the chat like I always do. I couldn't read it because I had tears in my eyes. It was so good. Shout out to Doggy Dog. Thank you so much for joining us, buddy. Appreciate you. And then, let me see. And that's it so far. Only 8 people. But guys, the show is live. Be sure to share it out. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us get discovered. And speaking of sharing it out, Terry, did you share out the show on Twitter?
I believe I did. I believe I did.
I think I did too. I shared it yesterday. Yeah, I did yesterday.
Wait,
that's right.
It's not Twitter no more.
It's X. Did you share it out on X yesterday?
Yeah, I was on X. You know.
That's right.
What is it? Xing. I X'd it out. I X'd it out.
You zeeted it out.
Zeeted it out.
Sounds like yeet. You know, like
yeet.
That's right. But let's get right into it, Terry. What did you play this week?
I'm trying to remember what I played this week. I think I did Snow Runner, but I didn't do too much gaming. I was elbow deep in my engine on my car, and I pulled out the intake manifold, and so like now my engine is half apart. So that's what I did. I did, a little bit of Snow Runner.
Oh, all right. Cool. I played some Diablo this week. I'm trying to get to the campaign as fast as I can, and I got to tell you, Diablo 4 is just not hitting the same way Diablo 3 did for me. I have no idea what it is. Like, I'm trying to put my finger on it, but I can't figure it out. And I think I figured it out. And the reason Diablo 4 is not hitting for me the way Diablo 3 is that if you don't build to the meta, you die.
Yeah.
So it makes the game not fun. Like, I remember, like, I get it. Playing the higher level dungeons, you have to play the meta if you want some of the rarest equipment and stuff. And that happened in Diablo 3. I do remember that. But Diablo 3 had 10 meta builds for each class, right? Whereas Diablo 4 right now has 1 meta build for druids, and that's it. And it's like, okay, well, cool. I'll do that when I get to endgame. No. If I don't do that build now, I get deleted in the campaign. And I'm just in the campaign. And so it's made the game not fun for me because I don't get to experiment. I don't get to try. Like, I don't get to be this awesome werewolf. I have to be this. If you're not the bear as a druid, you're lost. It's just saying.
I got rid of it. I got rid of the bear. I was having a worse time with the bear, so I got rid of it altogether.
I only have.
I'm doing much better now that I stopped doing the animal transformations. That's what was getting me killed. So
yeah, that's what makes me so upset is that the animal transformations are kind of weak, right?
Yeah, so like I did away with it. I'm focusing more on lightning, which I'm upset about. I didn't want to do lightning at all. I would have gone sorcerer if I was going to do lightning, but whatever. So I'm forced to use lightning to survive. And it's just I'm enjoying my build more than that I have now, but it's not it's not good. Like the builds are just lame. There's like really nothing you can really do with the druid to have a lot of fun compared to like the sorcerer, which you don't even have to try. You don't do anything with a sorcerer, and you're just going to be OP because magic users tend to always be OP in these kind of games. So it's like, Whatever. It's like, whatever, man. You can go give this guy the crappiest wand in existence, and I can have like the best, gear, and he'll probably still whoop my butt. You know what I mean? I hate it.
Well, what makes me so upset as a druid, and is that is the spirit meter. I'm not gonna lie, the spirit meter pisses me off because I have to hit someone to gain spirit, right? And I don't gain spirit passively at all. And I have to have fortitude. I have to get my fortitude up so that I get that additional health so I don't immediately get deleted, right? So because as a druid, you have to stay in there like, oh, there's a pool of poison. Well, guess where I'm at? I have to be inside the pool of poison so I can hit this guy, so I can grab some spirit, so I can do some spells, so I can do some damage, Whereas like if I have a sorcerer as well. Whereas with my sorcerer, it's like, oh, here's a pool of poison. And I'm like, not standing in it because I can kite. I can keep shooting from a distance. No, it doesn't affect me at all. Like, it's so different. Like, my friend maybe I'm just too good at sorcerers and stuff because I play a lot of League of Legends and I'm used to kiting a lot.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what kiting is.
I've heard the term, but no,
It's where you attack and move away at the same time, or you attack and move forward at the same time. Because you can.
I do that. I do that all the time. I just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, it's called kiting.
Okay.
Instead of just running, you attack and run and advance and attack.
I always do that
attacking.
with mine. I always
my point.
Like my rangers that I would play with. I'm always like moving around as I'm shooting at stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I remember in Diablo 3, I was the monk who also used spirit. But I remember I was like, ooh, he had the exploding palm technique. And then like one of the exploding palms technique was like, oh, you can apply it. It can spread naturally to everybody. And then I found this gear that like procced it even more to spread to everybody. So I would run into these big old crowds, pull them into me, proc my exploding hand on all of them. And, I have nothing but life still after that. And all of a sudden, all you see on the screen is just blah, 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 all my exploding hands. Because it's a little timer that goes about 2 seconds, they explode.
Okay.
And I have so much fun with the monk. I could bring them in, like, oh, you're trying to run away? Suck back in here, like Scorpion, get over here,
Goodness.
You get an exploding palm and you get an exploding palm. Like, I just remember having so much fun and feeling so awesome in Diablo 3, and Diablo 4 is just not doing it for me with the druid, man. Maybe I need to stick to the sorcerer or something.
No. Like the builds make it unenjoyable, but like we've mentioned it before, like for me, I really hate the MMO aspect of other people being in your server. I hate it. I don't want random people there.
I do find the random people to be rather helpful because, like, if I get stuck and I ask for help, they'll come and help me. But then, you got to repay, and they're like, all right, I helped you. Now come and help me with this level 90 dungeon. And I'm like, I'm a level 40, dude. I'm not there yet. Calm down.
I don't have that issue because I'm playing with my one friend. So, like, I don't reach out to randos ever. We'll suffer together, I hate the randoms running through on their horses and bringing mobs of crap my way every freaking time. Like, I hate it. I want to be able to turn the option off to where I can just be in my own private server, and then I would be content.
There you go. All right, so that's what we played this week. Let's check back in with the chat. Black Cardi joins us. Shout out to Black Cardi. Thank you so much for joining us. And Web Dave is here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Web Dave. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, guys, be sure to share the show out and hit that thumbs up. It helps us get discovered. Let's get it going, Terry. First topic of the day is going to be... I had it up. There we go. Tencent acquiring majority shares in Dying Light to developer Techland. Here we go. Trying to get rid of the side ad, but then...
I think it wants to follow you.
Yeah.
It's going to follow you.
It's here. All right, guys. Don't forget to spin for big wins, okay? Does this have a reader mode? No reader mode. It can read it for me. Oh, hold on. Ha! It does.
Oh, snap.
Yay, no ads. All right. Tencent is acquiring majority of shares in Dying Light developer Techland, and this comes from WindowsCentral.com. Terry, you were the first one to point this out. Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh my gosh, that was like over a week ago. All right. So yeah, I mean, I only glanced over the article really quickly, so I don't remember what it was. I just thought it was interesting that because I know a lot of people in our chat are fans of Dying Light, so I was kind of curious to see what their thoughts would be on Tencent. Tencent, buying up the shares on it, and whether and see how that's gonna pan out. But I mean, I'm not a Dying Light fan by no means. It's zombies, but yeah, I just thought it was an interesting thing, and I kind of wanted to get everybody else's kind of opinion on it. Is just because like I said, I just breezed through it quick because I don't care that much about Dying Light. I just wanted to be like, what? Tencent did what? This game's popular, what's going on?
All right, there you go. Let me see, what kind of games have they had? So Tencent, of course, the Chinese conglomerate buying up more game studios as always. Now Tencent owns Riot Games fully. I think they own Gearbox now. Is it?
No. Gearbox is Embracer.
Embracer, that's right. Let's see, studios Tencent owns. Now Tencent has done buyouts of studios. Nothing. They don't go and they buy shares. Okay, so they own 40% of Epic Games, which is quite a lot. 23% of Dotnod, 5% of Activision Blizzard, which that's going to be 0% here in a minute. Ubisoft 5% and Paradox 5%. So those are the big ones they own. But yeah, they own 100% of Riot Games, which used to be a Korean studio. So yeah, that's what they own. All right, so let's see. Techland. Let me pull up that resume here. Dying Light 2, Call of Juarez Gunslinger. If you remember, this was on the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Published by them, Arise, God's Trigger, and Pure Farming 2018. I think this guy 100% represents me in Pure Farming 2018. Not happy. Just
not happy.
Staring out into the void, dead eyes, driving the tractor. That would be me. I don't like farming games. I don't like farming at all.
Oh, what? I love farming sims.
No way.
Fun.
So Techland, they're not like a huge developer, but Dying Light is there, and Dying Light 2, of course, I think they were published by Capcom. Right? So, and a lot of people looked forward to Dying Light. So Tencent continues its acquisition through shares of other studios. So it's so funny because Embracer Group buys studios, PlayStation buys studios, Xbox buys studios, but then Tencent just like buys shares. That's what they do. They go to the stock market and just buy shares. And of course, PlayStation does that too, as they own, I think, 5 or 10% of From Software now. So yeah, it is a strategy. All right, so Techland CEO, I'm gonna butcher this. The Techland CEO shared on Monday that Tencent will be heavily invested in the company, acquiring the majority shares in Techland. And they said, teaming up with Tencent allows us to move at full speed ahead with the execution of the vision for our games. We have chosen an ally who has already partnered with some of the world's finest video game companies and helped them reach new heights while respecting their ways of doing things. They say that they still retain full ownership of their IPs, maintain creative freedom, and continue to operate in the way they believe is right. I'm also going to continue serving as the studio CEO. So there you go. I have no idea what
they just wanted that paycheck. That's all they wanted. They needed more capital.
Yeah, they did. And Tencent has previously invested heavily across the gaming industry, acquiring minority stakes in a number of companies such as Dotnod, Ubisoft, and Platinum Games, as well as investing heavily in Epic and acquiring a number of individual studios such as Back 4 Blood developer Turtle Rock. That's right, they just bought Turtle Rock like a month ago. I forgot about that. So yeah, this is obviously a money grab, as you said, because Dying Look took a lot longer to develop than anticipated.
And
And
it had a lot of bad reviews when it first came out, didn't it? Wasn't it like not people weren't happy at first?
I don't think so.
I don't remember. I can't remember. But I thought there was a lot of backlash when it was coming out.
I don't think so. I think they did pretty good. Now you got me looking at the meta. Hold on, let me go to meta.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I remember that it was in the news and people were talking about it quite a bit, and it wasn't about oh, this game's amazing. It was something else was going on.
So Dying Light got a 76 on PS5, a 77 on PC. Where's Xbox? No Xbox review apparently. Let's see. Is it on the Xbox? Let's see.
It's definitely on Xbox.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta zoom this browser out. It's so zoomed in because of the show. Xbox Series X got a 77. So I mean, it's a 70 a high 70s game. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think in the chat about Tencent widening its grip. Now, Tencent has slowed its mergers and acquisition activity somewhat in the last couple of years as regulatory scrutiny has increased, but the company clearly isn't done and remains the largest gaming company in the world by revenue. That is right there. Bigger than Sony, bigger than Xbox, bigger than Nintendo. They are the big dog when it comes to gaming revenue. The big dog, Tencent. So shout out to Tencent, I guess, for buying Riot and making lots of money. I know I've paid lots of money to Riot. I probably, in my lifetime, I spent $1,000 on Riot. So I am the problem. I am the problem. Shout out to Sir X-Man who joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Sir X-Man. We appreciate you. Let's see. Happy Cloud Gamer joins us. What's going on, Happy Cloud Gamer? He says, hello, guys. I was watching Final Fantasy Fan Fest, and Mr. Phil Spencer came on stage, and I was drinking water. No, good. Oh, my God. I was in shock and happy. That's right. A lot of people are. A lot of people are. We might hit that topic here a little later. And shout out to Retro Nerd who joined us. Thank you so much for joining us, Retro Nerd. We appreciate you. We were just talking about some of our favorite retro stores before the show started. The local stores that we go to. And Tencent should do this. We will see more competition. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Gaming is a big business. Huge business out there. Let's see. Not much to say about Tencent that hasn't already been said, guys. You either are okay with it or you're not. When it comes to why did this not work? Oh, there it is. You're either okay with it or you're not. So yeah. But what do you think about the strategy? Tencent is the world's largest game company by revenue. Do you think the strategy is working out? They care more about the returns than they do about the ownership. Do you think that works out for Tencent?
Or do you think that's the route they're just taking it from as an investor where they're just going to buy shares and profit. They don't, they kind of want to be like the private partner in a sense. They just want to make money. Mm-hmm. So I guess it works out as because they're not changing the creative atmosphere that's within the studios. But I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. I just feel like it's just another way for our studio it's basically a bank loan. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, you get this investor, but the moment your studio stops being a lucrative investment, your partnership is going to change drastically because they're not going to be happy because they're losing money. And that's when they might start stepping in and be like, you need to do this and this, or we're gonna sell our shares or whatever, we're done with you, and then you're in some trouble. I don't know. I feel like in the beginning, I feel like it's probably, it's helpful because they're gonna get that, that revenue that they need so they can continue, because game development is getting more and more expensive.
Yes.
If they want to, make something of a high enough quality to satiate the very fickle and critical player base that we have in the gamer community, it's going to cost a lot of money to do that. And I don't know. For me, I feel like when it comes to like working with investors and stuff, I feel like you're kind of making a deal with the devil. You know what I mean? So like I don't like the concept of doing that, but I understand the need to do that if you don't want to see your studio go belly up, and you want to try to hang on. But I don't know. Like, I'm just not a fan of Tencent or anything like that either. So like, I don't know. It's tough because a studio like this definitely could benefit from it, because they don't really have too many high quality games outside of Dying Light. Like that's like their main one that people know them for. So if they're able to create some more IPs with that and really make a mark for themselves, maybe at some point maybe they would be able to not have to rely on this investor thing. But I don't know if they would actually be able to get out. I don't think you can force someone to sell your shares. Like, hey, we don't want you owning our stuff. You need to sell our shares right now. And they're gonna be like, make me. And there's nothing you can really do. You're
make
kind of
me
stuck.
That's right. I mean, Tencent's about to have a $3.5 billion payday. From the $70 billion Xbox acquisition. It's going to be a little less because it's $69 billion or whatever, right?
Yeah. So
but
like,
yeah, $3.5 billion for 5%. That's a lot.
So it's like, it's all good now, but if you start becoming quite successful, you might not want to rely on that anymore, and you're stuck with it.
Well, here, it's so funny because they have that game. What's it called? Call of Juarez.
Yeah.
The gunslinger. I remember seeing this game, but I don't remember seeing any advertising about it. And to this day, I'm intrigued to play it. Maybe one day I'll finally get around to it. But I just never have gotten around to playing Call of Juarez from Techland.
I don't think I ever played it either, but I do remember the only time I've ever seen it advertised, I think, was on the Xbox One when they were trying to push it for like, to be like, we have like our backwards compatibility and stuff, and they would have like random ads for like games that you could just play or that they were including for like their live service or whatever. But like, I've never, I don't think I've ever actually played that one.
Yeah. Guys, if anybody in the chat has played Call of Juarez, let us know what you think. I really want to know. Hold on, I'm going to look it up right now. All right, so it's an 80 rated game, high 79, 78. Yeah, I mean, it's up there.
I was too busy playing Gun on the 360 to worry about anything else. But
oh, okay, hold on. So there's several Call of Juarezes.
Wow, okay.
There's Call of Juarez the Cartel, Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, Call of Juarez Gunslinger. I did not know that this was a franchise. Wow.
So is it the same dev throughout the franchise, or has whoever owned the rights been bouncing around between devs?
Based on these meta scores, it looks like they've been bouncing around.
They've been bouncing around. Okay, so it's not even their game then. So so you can't even give them credit for that then, because
our games published by us. Yeah. So yeah.
So it's not. So that was not even theirs. Okay. So
yeah, I really want Call of Juarez. Like,
yeah. That's something that there's that many of them, and like I haven't played a single one. You really do not see it advertised. They should. That would be a great one that they should make like a collection.
And I think that if you're scoring in the 80s, I mean, like,
yeah.
If you're scoring in the 70s and 80s, you really need to advertise a little heavier.
Yeah.
Now I really want to play Call of Juarez. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like super intrigued.
Yeah, like I feel like that they should, do like a, like a remaster collection, just, make it look good for the current generation and slap it out there, man. Like I feel like if it scored that well, it's gotta be a real good game.
Yeah. Let's ask the community if they like Techland Games. Go ahead and let us know in the chat if you like Techland Games, if you are a fan of Dying Light 2, Call of Juarez, Gunslinger.
I've never heard of her.
Let me put these up here so the chat can get in on it. Yeah, okay. I gotta be careful what I put up here because one of them it'll just be like us endlessly in the window, Dying Light 2, of course. Call of Juarez Gunslinger, Arise, a simple story, God's Trigger, or Pure Farming 2018. Let us know if you are a fan of Techland, the Polish gaming studio. While the chat is voting, let's check in with them. Let's see. And games are extremely expensive, so game developers will have a more safe day-to-day workplace for them to make their games and money to their family. Yeah. I agree, Happy Cloud Gamer. When you get I think if it's just an investment bump, depending on how your CEO spends that money, it should be better. It should be better. But some CEOs squander it. So hopefully their CEO does not squander it, and I don't think he will. I mean, he's been able to push out, or she. I don't know if it's a he or a she. Anybody know? Is this a male or a female name in Polish? Paweł Marszewka? If this CEO is smart, I think they have been. They'll be fine. Right. Dun the Man Cunningham joins us. What's going on, Dun the Man Cunningham? Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing today? We're doing great. And shout out to Crazy Greek Dude, the real MVP is in the house. Good morning, all. Thank you so much, Crazy Greek Dude. And that's right, you are the real MVP. And all of you guys are the real MVP, by the way. Shaddai joins us. Shout out to Shaddai. Thank you so much for joining us, Shaddai. We appreciate you. Let's see. RWK88 says, good morning, y'all. Good morning, RWK88. We appreciate you. Eternal Shaddai says, yes, I have played it. Bound by Blood was good. I want to play it, so I'm so intrigued by it now. I am so intrigued. I'm not gonna lie, like it has piqued my interest just seeing this. All right.
Is that something that you can play on the series consoles though?
Is it backwards compatible? That's a good question. I wish there was a definitive backwards compatible list, but I've seen several of them. Let's see.
Because if someone has their Xbox turned on, type in Call of Juarez and see if any of them show up in the store.
Let's see. List of Xbox backwards compatible games. So hopefully somebody has taken the time out of their day to do this. Okay. Oh, there's an official Xbox website on it.
Okay.
Let's explore together, chat.
Going on an adventure.
The adventure that doesn't load. All right, there it goes. Oh, and we could just search. All right, hold on. Thousands, top frequently power your dreams. Where's the list?
It's still loading.
Oh my God.
It's still loading. Yeah, you're gonna probably want to do a search. It had like 200 some pages.
Oh my God.
And they're not even alphabetized. Oh boy.
Sort by featured, yeah. Let's sort by name. Let's see what we get. All right, we got to go down to letter C. Where are we here? Still in letter A. I love Xbox. Look at all these awesome backwards compatible games. Where's the A? All right, let's skip to page 3.
Let's skip a bunch of pages. Yeah.
Let's skip a few pages here. Going on an internet adventure, everybody.
There's too many games to load.
I'm telling you. I love Xbox so much right now. Look at this. Is there a faster list? Wikipedia has a list. You know what? I can find this on Wikipedia much faster. All right. Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, Call of Juarez The Cartel, and Call of Juarez Gunslinger are all backwards compatible. And by the way, Call of Juarez were all made by Techland, according to Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah, so while that struggles to load, let's go ahead and close that. Yeah, so you can see where to go. here. All of the Call of Juarez's, all of them developed by Techland. So yeah, there you go. Backwards compatible. So get your backwards compatibility on, guys. Let's see. But Terry, we asked the chat a question. What did the chat say?
Do you like Techland Games? 66% said yes, 22% said no, and 11% never heard of them.
Never heard of her. I don't know her. Wasn't me. All right. Let's move it along to the next topic. Let's see. What's next on our list here? I got to go to our links because I pre-link all of this so that I'm not spending too much time. Oh, yes. Sad times. Sad times had by all. Guys, Ubisoft has canceled Immortals Fenix Rising sequel. This is not good, guys, because if you talk to people that have played Immortals Fenix Rising, to a lot of them, this was their game of the year. It came out in December a few years ago. It came out on everything. I bought this for my Switch because, well, I could. Just because I could. It was a big game, and I was like, you know what? I want to play a big game on my Switch. But I know that that Doggy really loves this game. But let's go back to the chat real quick. I do like Techland. I love more 4A games. I think it's more from Poland as well. Like 4A games is Metro Exodus, which I love. I don't know if they're from Poland or not. I'm sorry, I don't know that information off the top of my head. But yeah, Doggy Dog says, this is a real shame. Yeah. I don't know if they were going to call it Immortals Fenix Rising 2, Immortals 2, I don't know, Sparta Rising
There's an
or whatever.
actual game out there that's called Immortals, isn't there? So I don't know if they could keep that or not.
Yeah. So this was made by Ubisoft Quebec. Due to perceived challenges around establishing the IP. In other words, they made such a complete game that they were having troubles turning it into a sequel. But this game deserves a sequel. So yeah, updated. Oh, they just updated a few days ago. So this story was originally published. When was it originally published? When was this story originally published, Terry?
You might have to go back to your ad version to get the date.
How do I exit reader mode? Oh, here we go. Ads mode.
The 26th.
The 26th. Yeah, okay. Back to ad-free mode.
There we go.
So Ubisoft has provided a response to this story and said, reallocating some creative teams and resources within the Quebec studio. As part of our global strategy, we are redirecting and reallocating some creative teams and resources within Quebec studio to other unannounced projects. The expertise and technologies these teams develop will serve as an accelerator for the development of these key projects. Focused on our biggest brands, we have nothing further to share at this time. Basically, Immortals Fenix Rising, a great game that goes out, started with a bang and goes out with a thud, you know, like just not even a thud, it goes out with a poof, a little whimper.
I feel this is Ubi right now is working on like 20. Yeah. I'm gonna say 20. I'm embellishing, but like 20 freaking Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
So clearly they're more concerned about Assassin's Creed than anything else. So I think that's what really killed the potential of a sequel is, you know, they're making so many Assassins. They're trying to churn out Assassin's Creed right now like crazy. They got between mobile and full-on version games. They're taking on a lot for that franchise, and then it sucks because this one I really enjoyed playing Phoenix Rising. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, you a male or female?
Female.
I mean, mine a male. You know, as soon as you open the game, you just see there's so much to do. There's like way too much to do. Oh, but speaking of someone who knows a lot about Immortals Fenix Rising, Shaddai is here. Shout out to Shaddai. Thank you so much for joining us, Shaddai. should I before we get into you? Let me finish my rant here.
Yes. I have one. I have one, but it's a funny one. But go ahead.
Yeah,
And especially about that one.
it's it was different. It was cartoony, not Assassin's Creed, but it had the awesome combat. It had the awesome powers. It was not based on realism at all. Like, it was ridiculous immediately.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did was climb a statue. I remember that, because you could climb the statues to scan the land. And once you scan the land, there was just so much to do. So even though I knew what I wanted to do, I was like, what's this? What's that? Next thing you know, I'm 6 hours in and I haven't even beat the first boss yet. Because I'm just like going around and finding out. And I love those kinds of games, that open worldness about it. It is 100% a Ubisoft game, but man, it was done so well.
I really love the narration between Zeus
and Typhoon.
And yeah, it was, oh man, it was comical and it was just good, especially when one's telling their version of the story and the other one interjects and they start bantering. It's like this, you feel like you're sitting there because I think everybody usually has like those older family members that do that, where they're trying to tell the younger kids stories, and then they're like, that's not how it happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's great. I loved it.
My favorite part is like when Zeus interjects, is like, and then a big monster showed up, and sure enough, a big monster out of nowhere comes up.
Yeah.
So I love that as they're saying the story, it's coming to life. So I really enjoyed that. It reminds me a lot of Bastion. I don't know if you ever played that one.
Yes,
I have not played it, but I am aware of it.
By Supergiant Games, right?
Yes, by Supergiant. Yeah, they had that big narration. Shout out to Red Monkey Butt. Thank you so much for joining us, Red Monkey Butt. We appreciate you. Ubisoft hate games that is good at the moment. It's like they want to fail. No, they're just investing in what
they're cashing in. They're definitely cashing in on Assassin's Creed because they know that makes money.
Yeah, they're definitely doing their cash cows right now. Doggy Dog, of course, loved this game, as he should. Happy Cloud Gamer. There's two games I want: Beyond Good and Evil, and Where the F is Splinter Cell. Yeah. Eternal Shaddai. So Immortals Fenix Rising 2, or Immortals 2 Sparta Rising, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Actually,
what do you think?
Terry. Me, I actually blame Terry for it.
Why is that?
Remember when I on our 100th episode, the only thing that she said was like, "There's no Banjo-Kazooie." There you go. That's one of them. There you go. That's what she gets. Exactly.
So because
that's karma. That's karma.
That's not karma.
Yeah, that's karma.
That's not karma.
But Ubisoft is canceling the wrong game instead of canceling Skulls and Bones. Nobody want to play that. Yeah, and I'm with him. Where is Splinter Cell? Just cancel Skulls and Bones. Nobody wants that. Prince of Persia could stay there. There's some other. There's some.
You're not gonna get your Splinter Cell. Didn't it sell terribly? That's why they canned it.
Which one? One out of what? 7 games that they released?
All of them. They sold terribly.
They all got the Square-Enix expectations. They failed to meet expectations.
Yeah. So, stop being mad at them not making it. Be mad at all the so-called fans who
How many copies of Splinter Cell did you buy brand new, Shaddai?
Now that they can't
Actually,
have it,
I have
everybody
all of
wants
them.
it. Okay.
How many
but
copies
when everybody
of each?
could have it, nobody was buying it.
Because they're all digital. They're all digital.
That's your problem, man. You got to buy digital and physical. See, you're the problem, Shaddai.
But the thing is that I bought it when it first came on the OG. I did buy that.
People didn't buy it, and they didn't miss it until it was gone. Now that it's gone, now all of a sudden,
I will tell you.
They're
feeling
feeling mass regret on their decisions of not,
I will tell you. I will tell you the reason why things like that happens.
Okay.
Is because a studio like Ubisoft doesn't know how to hold on to it. They like to do it, continuously, like they're doing with Assassin's Creed, and it's getting tiring. They don't know how to say, let's hold on to Assassin's Creed for a while and create another one. They like to do it all, back to back, like they're doing with Call of Duty, instead of giving Give him, give him some,
I mean, everybody does that. That's how a franchise works, dude. Like everybody does that.
I understand that, but sometimes you could do it probably one or twice, but don't do it very constantly, because then after that we're gonna get fatigued about it. That's why when Assassin's Creed,
you're saying that
with that statement.
I'm
saying I don't know. So
I'm saying give a gap. Give them a space to breathe.
Lot of Splinter Cell games. You guys weren't buying them. They didn't make any money. They canned it. Now you guys are all crying that you're not going to get any more. And it's your own fault you're not getting any more.
I don't know. Assassin's Creed is because they're trying to...
It's not like they made one or two and they're like, okay, it's not working. They made several and they kept trying. They kept trying and it wasn't working.
It's like Prince of Persia. They shelved that and they pretty much take out the name of Prince of Persia and put Assassin's Creed right there. Just... there you go.
If they sold so terribly, they should have stopped that too. They should have stopped that too, but they didn't.
But
they had faith in it, and it blew up in their face. And now your Splinter Cell is gone.
You cannot release something back to back and then have the person get tired of it. See,
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of games that do that, and people, love it.
It's like battle royales, when you do it back to back, and now everybody's getting tired of battle royale, except the Fortnite.
But that's a genre. You can't compare a genre to a franchise.
I don't know, but like
that's a genre. Go play a different genre then if you're tired of that. It's like if I get tired of racing, guess what? I don't play more racing.
But how long does it take from one game and one racing to release before the next one comes out? Like
it depends. It depends on which one you're looking at. If you're looking at, let's say, like Forza, you get those all the freaking time.
But then you get.
You know what? I don't see any Forza fans being like, "Oh man, they're giving me another one so soon." No, you gotta let me wait 10 years. No one says that.
Hey, but that's because they refresh it. Then all of a sudden you see the crew, copy pasting what Forza is doing. So then after that, now you're getting a clone from Ubisoft from the crew. Then now you got Dirt,
Oh no. Man, these racing games are catching strays from Phoenix Rising getting canceled, man.
But I'm telling you, see, this game shouldn't be canceled. That's what I'm saying. This game, I played it a little bit, and I think it's not Zeus. I think it's Archimedes, whatever it is.
And they're up against Typhoon.
He was doing the storytelling so he doesn't get punished or something like that. But it was really, really good. It reminds me of the cartoons of Hercules. So
I love that. I want to go. I want to jump into this sequels every year. I'm not a fan of sequels every year. It's one of the main reasons why I never got into Forza. But now that they're taking more time between them, like 2 or 3 years between them, I'm into that. But I do miss the days, as a huge Halo fan, and I don't know Terry can relate as a huge Halo fan. I do miss the days when we would get 3 Halo games in a 5-year span back in the 360 days. Now, we had 1 Halo for the Xbox One, 1 Halo so far for the Xbox Series X. I really hope we get another Halo before this generation ends, but I know that's a tall order.
No, and I'll give you another one that you guys mentioned earlier. See, I played Call of Juarez Bound by Blood. Really good game. It could have been made co-op if they wanted to, and Gunslinger too. But here comes Cartel. It went down the drain. So it's like, really, what's going on? Because they were trying to do it so many of them. It's like, you can't do that. Let the game breathe. Create another one. So by the time, if they get tired of one franchise, at least you got a backup for it. So
I feel that 3 years is like the sweet spot for sequels. 3 to 4 years is the sweet spot. But we all know that games are taking much longer than that to make nowadays. But I'm just saying that is the sweet spot for me. Terry, what is the sweet spot for you between sequels, years wise?
I would have to go more for like the 5 to 6. That gives them a lot more time to polish stuff up and to really make them really, really good. So that's where I'm at. I would say 5 to 6 years.
All right. What about you, Shaddai? What's the sweet spot for you on sequels?
I know I put 3 years, but I think I'm gonna go more with Terry. It makes more sense, unless if they're trying to plan it. If you want to plan something, you could create, let's say, Phoenix Rising, make something small as a secondary, so you could have more time for the sequel. So
Yeah.
And,
yeah,
and
it makes sense like that.
And keep in mind, my 5 to 6 is for games that have story. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm talking about games.
Yeah, we're
with
talking story games, not
we
not
don't
multiplayer-only
need to
games.
wait 6 years for something that's just competitive, because you're not doing anything other than the same repetitive thing over and over again. You don't really need to wait 6 years to be like doing that
Yeah.
nonsense. So.
Something like Overwatch 2 does not need to exist.
Oh, jeez. No, I feel like Phoenix Rising, then you get Child of Light, which is created by Ubisoft also. Then after that, create another small one or whatever, that Prince of Persia, and then all of a sudden you could create something else, like Biomutant, something like that, which is that game is really good.
Yeah, that works if you only have like 2 studios. You have one working a game. You have
How many studios does Ubisoft have? Like 10.
They have over 10.
Yeah.
So you're gonna,
all of them are Assassin's Creed.
So what you want 2 to make a game, everybody else to just sit there. Like you're not allowed to make any games yet, you guys. Okay, Shaddai has spoken. We can't have these games churning out. Okay, you guys all just gotta wait. You gotta wait.
No, that's true. But at the same time, they could alternate between franchises and not have the.
They do that.
Look, but they're like what I'm saying right now is like everybody's getting tired of Assassin's Creed. Yeah, everybody's saying, okay, Assassin's Creed Mirage looked good. But then again, now you got Skulls and Bones.
The thing with Assassin's Creed is people get excited for Assassin's Creed. They play the heck out of it. Then they complain of burnout. And then they announce the next one. And they're like, yeah, I can't wait. I want to hop in today.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's just a cycle. Gamers, they just talk. All right. They can't keep their emotions in check, man.
We sure do talk, Terry. We sure do. By the way, guys, shout out to Dragonheart Yobi for joining us. Thank you very much for joining us.
Dragonheart.
A lot of time. I hear a lot of people talking crap about the crew.
The
How terrible it is. It's on its 3rd entry. Terrible? Nah, fam. I believe that franchise is here to stay. You tell him, Yobi. You tell him.
Blasphemy. Yobi doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's better.
Yeah, stop it.
It's better. It's better. You know what?
The only thing about the crew is you could go from California to New York City.
Those features that they got inspired from Forza, you know what? They actually made them enjoyable and fun. How about that?
Let me ask you something. I never played the crew. I seen it. Let me ask
you know what I can do in the crew? I can use boats. I can fly planes. Guess what I can't do in Forza Horizon? Any of that. Any of that.
Cars, boats, and airplanes. Oh my! Cars, boats, and airplanes. Oh my!
You know what? If I get tired of running around in a car, I can go and I can do other stuff.
Can you do that in the crew?
Yeah, in the crew. The crew's got boats and planes.
Oh well, that is true. They got motorcycles. That is actually true.
They got I forget what you call them, the hovercraft, the stuff.
Oh, the hovercraft, yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that goes over water. They got so much stuff, man. Forza wishes. All right, they freaking wish. All right.
Yeah, but you want to create something different. You don't want to create a clone of it.
It's not a clone.
It's not a clone. They have a lot of stuff that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You don't want to create a clone.
Not a clone. There's a difference between being inspired by aspects of a game and using it, and doing a complete copy. Okay, it's not. There's a lot of stuff in the crew that you cannot do in any of the Forza games. So it's not a clone.
No, but the reason why I'm saying it is because like you can't use airplanes, you can't use hovercraft in Horizon. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so therefore it's not a clone. It's not a clone. You might as well say all racing games are a clone because they have a car and it goes forward. Oh, you made a clone. How dare you?
And it goes forward. Oh, man. All right, guys. Anyways, for Immortals, just throwing out shots to every game every year getting canceled. Look what you did, Ubisoft. Look what you did.
I'm really hoping when they get done playing with all this Assassin's Creed stuff, eventually when they have so many projects, I would anticipate some of those projects might get canceled down the road when they realize they're taking on too much. Hopefully in the future, they'll be like, you know what? Let's go back to this and let's bring this out again. That's all I can have hope for, is that they'll change their mind maybe a decade from now. Who knows? Yeah. But we'll see.
And by the way, guys, this is of course by Aaron Play. Shout out to Aaron Play. Got to credit the gameplay we're watching, as it is not my own. This is from Aaron Play YouTube channel. This is the video. Be sure to check it out. It's a pretty good gameplay, as you guys can see. Very good player. Finished this game in 13 hours. I mean, that is grinding. So shout out to him. Let's see. Chicken Heart Yobi says, "Say what you want, Eternal. I've sold 2 of my homies on the crew too, and they are Forza junkies. They love it.
It's better. It's better. All right.
Oh man,
Forza's prettier. I'll give them that. It's prettier, and they have the nicer, textures when it comes to the cars and the environment. I'll give them that. It's prettier, but gameplay-wise, the crew is so much more fun.
Some of us are racing sims, and some of us are arcade racer fans. That's just what it comes down to, in my opinion.
Or one is better than the other.
I think more people enjoy the arcade racing style than the sim style.
That's true.
Because sim style is just so hard. But if you're a simmer,
you wouldn't be playing sucks. Horizon then.
If you're an arcader, sim sucks. I mean, it is one of those things
This is true.
I like Forza original. I like Forza Horizon. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. It is what it is. But I love Forza.
You're a motorsport guy. Okay.
I'm a motorsport guy. Give me the fine tuning. Give me the brake tuning. Give me the tire compounds. I'm into it. I gotta bring my lap time down by 0.001 seconds if I use this exhaust instead of this exhaust. That
takes time.
I gotta fine tune my car for this track. Let me adjust my suspension on the left. Tighten my wing on the back. I'm all into it. I'm very much into it. I love that. I will spend hours fine tuning a car for one race.
One time I had
change everything for the next one.
I remember.
Yes, exactly.
Because the embankments are different.
I love that. Like, I'm not gonna say I don't love the fact that in Forza I can just race on anything with anything and do good. That's fun. But when you're like racing and motorsport and you're like against online players especially, and you got to try to win, that's just on another level. Like, you're racing against guys that have spent hundreds of hours fine-tuning their cars for each track type. Like, oh, this is going to be a B race. They have like their go-to B racer for that track. This is going to be a B race, but on a different track. Okay, that I'm going to pull out this car for this track because I fine-tuned it. And I love that about Forza. Like, you're into it if you're into it. By the way, I will, no matter what anybody tells me, Track Toys is still the worst division in Forza. I hate that division.
The last time I played, I had my Mazda RX-8, and I went through the dirt, and that junk slid the hell out of it. I'm like, damn it! I was trying to tune it, and it was really bad on the dirt. I'm like, shoot, it's drifting the heck out of this thing.
Kidding, it's a track racer.
No, on Horizon, I remember the first time I did that. No, I had a Motorsport 7. It wasn't that bad. So, but I'm like, man, this is way too realistic. You got to really tune in the suspensions and all that. You need to dedicate a lot of time for it.
Oh my God. And I'm so excited for the new tire models in Forza. Instead of 2 points of contact, it's going to be 8. Cannot wait. I don't know if you guys saw the video showing it off, but man, I'm very excited for it. Shout out to Splendid Difference who joins us. He says, "Oh no, this guy's here again. Axel, what happened to the level of quality we used to have? Now we're just letting anyone in."
Except for Splendid Difference, we're not letting him in.
Oh no, he's here. All right.
I kid.
You two will ban him instead of Axel.
No way.
I think that would be an enjoyable show having Splendid for a song, because I feel like he and I would go back and forth because he's going to make some quips.
I don't know about that.
Yes, Difference. If you ever want to be a guest on the show, let me know what your date availabilities are. We'll schedule you.
I will hack the heck out of your internet if you say yes.
Oh no, I'm gonna have internet problems that day. My fiber wire is gonna get cut.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll call his provider. I'll find out.
Oh my goodness, we're already getting DDoS'd by Eternal Shaddai. All right, but we had a poll, guys. Terry, what are the results of our poll?
All right, how many years should there be between sequels? 60% said 4 years, 30% 2 years, 10% 5+, and nobody said every year. They're like, get that Call of Duty Madden nonsense out of here.
That's right. Get that salad out of here. I always consider the yearly release games to be like, from a resale standpoint or from a collecting standpoint, to be like salad. Like they're the salad of video games. I want the prime ribs.
Sports games especially don't need to be doing that. They just need to update their roster and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because they don't update the engine or the physics or the animations. Nothing.
It's too much work.
Have like year passes, like your DLC like year passes where you get the new roster, then include any like if there's changes to any of the uniforms or any of that stuff, include it in there and get it, and you be done with it. Why spend $70 to play the same game again?
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you just said. It's just, but I'm
bring back NFL Game Day. How about that? Bring back NFL Game Day. I miss that game so much.
You mean NFL Blitz?
That one too, but NFL Game Day, man, that was. Screw Madden. Like, I never liked Madden. NFL Game Day, now that was a football game right there. Bring that one back. Stupid Madden.
I miss ESPN football. ESPN football was the main one for me. But enough of that, guys. I think it is time for Terry Spotlight. How's everybody feel about that? Good. All right, let's move it along then. Here we go.
All right, there we go. We are back. We got another you do another flipping. Okay, we got another fantastic game for you guys today. I hope you guys are excited. So for those of you who are fans of action RPGs, pay attention because I bet you've been sleeping on this one. Let me go ahead and show you.
I'm already sold it in the first 10 seconds here.
Aphis was once a great city, but now it lies in ruins. Dangerous beasts roam the streets, and most people have lost their minds in hunger for stardust. But I am the Northwind Legion warrior. I am not afraid.
Oh, we have a clone for Phoenix Rising.
Oh my god, I got eaten by Slimer. That's cool. That big wolf or fox, that was cool. I'm digging the look of this game.
Phoenix not rising.
Throw him off the edge.
Father, I will not yield.
Astigos, Curse of the Stars.
Oh, I seen that, but I'm like, I don't know.
All right, you guys. So now that I got your attention,
Yeah.
you guys, like I said, you've all been asleep. You're not paying attention. All right. Asterios Curse of the Stars. Go ahead and check this game out. Action RPG. It's got, a Souls-light feel, and it's got like the similar art style to games like Fable or Immortals Fenix Rising. Similar art style.
Yep.
All right, so highly check it out. It's got ranged combat, melee combat. It's inspired by ancient Greek and Roman mythologies. So if you're into that stuff, which a lot of us are, you're going to really enjoy this. There's 60 different monster types in here, 22 unique bosses to play with, and each boss has their own unique battle mechanics. So it's not going to be rinse and repeat. So, another great thing that I love about action RPGs is the ability to be able to switch weapons on the go. You're not stuck to a specific build. If you're, you could be doing some range with a staff, and if it's not working, switch over to a big effing hammer and get the job done. Go for it. More power to you. In this game, also decisions also matter in this game. It's going to shape the fate of the entire world, so choose wisely. And the game just had some new DLC drop not too long ago. Check this game out. It is available PC, Steam, and PlayStation. $35. It's also compatible for Steam Deck for those of you who want to play on the go.
Wait.
Wow.
She missed one. What happened with the Xbox version?
I said Xbox.
She said it.
She did? Because I didn't hear that.
Jesus.
It's on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation.
I thought you said PC and left it there.
Wake up.
Yeah, it had been pretty busy last night.
Let's check in with the chat. So we were talking about NFL games. Splinter says NFL Fever. Cheo Walker, shout out to Cheo Walker coming in. Thank you so much for joining us. He says Legend Bowl is coming soon. Doggy Dog says 85 cents, can't beat that. NFL Quarterback Club from him, and NFL 2K. I'm starting to hate Madden 2, man. Yeah, me too. Let's see. But Splinter is watching that trailer was like, yes, I'm in. This is a freaking gem, Terry. Yeah. And shout out to Jesse Darby, who just woke up. He says, I really was asleep. That's why I wasn't here earlier. Shout out to Jesse Darby. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. So let's see. I have no idea what's going on Splitting Difference over here talking. Yeah, I'm not going to post any of that. But yeah, let's move on to our next topic. That was great. It's only $35.
$35. Yeah, you can get yourself.
You
still got me that trailer if you can, please.
Wait, you still got that gift card from before?
I need. Yeah, just DM it to me.
The trailer?
I know Spling Differ.
Yeah, the trailer. I want the trailer.
What's the trailer, man? Okay, I'll have to go grab
I know
it.
Spling Differ never used that gift card, so you could give it to me, man.
Well, snap.
No, I use all my gift cards. If somebody gives me a gift card, I'm spending it. I'm just saying, if somebody gives me a gift card, it is being spent. All right. So up next, and let me see if I can find an article, because I thought I had pulled up an article, but I didn't. Instead, I just pulled up a tweet. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let me make sure. All right, here we go. Windows Central to the rescue. Windows Central with all their ads. Let's get rid of those ads. Here we go. And ad stream. There we go.
Ooh.
Starting with Final Fantasy XIV, Square-Enix now wants to bring its games to Xbox. Oh my God, and look at them all shaking hands. Our boy Phil Spencer there, the Lord and Savior of Xbox. Shaking hands
Maximus.
with what was his name?
Yoshi.
Takashi. We're just gonna stick with Takashi. Oh, gosh, I wish I could pronounce some of these names.
No, yeah, Takashi.
And some other dude.
I think it's called Yoshi P.
Yoshi P, that's right. Yoshi P and Takashi and Phil Spencer talking about Final Fantasy XIV coming to Xbox finally. Final Fantasy XIV had a major event in Las Vegas today where the new Dawn Trail expansion was announced. Unexpectedly, Xbox Phil Spencer was on stage too and revealed that Final Fantasy XIV will finally come to Xbox after years of waiting. Additionally, Square Enix CEO Takashi something announced that where possible, quote unquote, where possible,
Kiryu. Takashi Kiryu.
Kiryu.
Yep.
I would have said Kiryu, not Kiryu. Okay.
Sounded
Where
like
possible,
Hario, but okay.
I don't know, man.
the firm will bring more Final Fantasy games to Xbox. Square-Enix has been skipping Xbox repeatedly for the last
Agreed.
15 years.
Agreed.
The recent years. He should have been specific. 15 years. Owing to its exclusivity deals with PlayStation. Boo. Boo. All right. So if you don't know, Final Fantasy XIV is the #1 MMO on the planet right now. Bigger than World of Warcraft, bigger than anything else. Here, we're going to watch some gameplay from YouTuber Lacry, who provides this gameplay. So all rights reserved to Lacry and sharing out. Be sure to check him out if you want to see some more of this gameplay. So the Final Fantasy XIV, considered amongst many, I know my little brother is addicted to this game. He has a killer gaming rig, a PC, specifically for Final Fantasy XIV, and that's it. End of story, period. Put a dot in it. He doesn't play anything else. He has no life Final Fantasy XIV. He goes on nightly raids. He does everything here and there. He has several characters. He is all in on Final Fantasy XIV. And if you get him, if you even say Final Fantasy XIV, like whispering Final Fantasy XIV, it's like dog ears go up, and he'll just, for the next 4 hours, we'll talk. Right? So, yeah, that's something. But let's start with some takes. Terry, Final Fantasy XIV coming to Xbox soonish. What do you think about this announcement? In general, do you think this is good for the brand, bad for the brand, too little, too late? What's going on?
I feel like this is, I don't know, like
better than Ubisoft.
This is no. this is definitely one of those games that people are going to be excited to play if they haven't been able to play them, to play it already. You know, but at the same time, it's like you're going to tell us that you're bringing us this ancient game, and you're not bringing the games that people want. When it comes to Final Fantasy, all people care about is 7 the remake coming to Xbox like it was originally promised, and they still haven't done. You know, that's what people want. Phil Spencer had come out and said, you know what, we made a deal with, you know, Square to finally bring that to Xbox. That would be something we're talking about. I don't give a crap about 14. You know, I don't give a crap about 14. Game's old. Who cares? You know, people want 7 remake. People want 16. People want the new games coming out and that have been out that we didn't get to have. That's what matters. I feel like this is just a distraction to be like, yeah, you're still not getting 7. You know, but we're going to give you this old game that we don't care about anymore. It's old, you know, but you're not getting 7. I don't know. Yeah. Screw you guys. You know, like, screw you guys.
Yeah, you know, I gotta agree with what Terry says here a lot, but before I get into my rant, Shaddai, you are my JRPG guy. Does this matter to you more than it matters to us?
For one, I do, because I do love JRPGs a lot, except the only one that I don't like is Dragon Quest. I'm not too much of a fan of those, but Final Fantasy I am. But I'm 100% with CoolCatTerri, because I remember during the Video Games Awards, that's when they started announcing the old Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 typo and all that for Game Pass. That's good and dandy, but we don't want old games. We want newer games. But at the same time, I'm skeptical about it, because there are games that they release that is not very popular. I guess it's because they're publisher on those time. Like I know there was a game that it flopped and they discontinued. I forgot. What was it? Outriders?
I don't think Outriders flopped. I mean, they released DLC for it and everything.
I think it was published by Square-Enix, but I know
you are thinking of the right game, but I don't think it flopped.
It was trash.
There you go. But that's what I'm saying.
I liked it.
That's what I'm
No.
saying. Like,
I
let
liked
me-
it.
I forgot what I keep forgetting about that game, and I have it. It's titled like Man Divided Mankind.
Oh, Deus Ex, Mankind
Yeah.
Divided. Also,
That-
fantastic game.
But that's what I'm
Trash.
saying.
I'm kidding.
But that's
I'm
what
kidding.
I'm saying. It
I'm
is-
always saying trash because that game, I literally got stuck behind a dumpster and I couldn't get my guy out, and there was no way to like reset your character, so I can no longer play my game because he's permanently stuck in a dumpster. So that game's trash.
I'm gonna go for
No,
what
maybe you're
Fastback-
trash.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with let's put it this way. Fastback says money talks. That's a given because that's for everybody. But if you want to say money talks, it reminds me that money talks, they give it to Platinum and ended up supposedly making a different project. See, sometimes it talks, but sometimes it's being used for something else. So money not always talks because we're not gonna get what we want.
Mhm.
But for Final Fantasy, I'm good. But the thing is, are we gonna get? Like I said, we get all games. Are we gonna get Dirt or Cerberus? We don't have that. That's with I forgot his name now. The one with the red cape in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, Sid?
No. Jeez, I forgot his name now.
Wasn't it Sid?
No, he's dressed up in red completely, and he uses a dual gun because it's called Final Fantasy Dirge or Cerberus, and it's on PlayStation 2. I wouldn't be surprised they're gonna bring that pretty much back because Xbox does have the whole Final Fantasy, and they'll bring that one back. But it's good. At least it's a new. I'd rather say it's a new precedent for Square-Enix, and I think it's only North America.
Mm-hmm.
And at least the way I see it is Phil Spencer is going over there trying to ease probably a lot of the things. Remember back in the day that Square-Enix wanted it to bring Final Fantasy XI to the 360, and during the Dawn Matrix, he didn't want that. I think it was because they were trying to create some type of crossplay. And they were like, nope, we don't want that. And I guess it was because of that Microsoft policy and all that. That's how I see it. Just trying to ease a lot of things. Yes, it's money involved. It's business. Everything that we talk about games is all about business. But at the end of the day, us as consumer players, we want newer games. Or if you want to bring something back, remember, I think one of the rumors was a Final Fantasy IX remake, which I'm a really huge fan of Final Fantasy IX. That's something that I would like to play. Some games make them remakes, some, not all of them. The same thing with Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X, make it as a remake, but not all of them, because not all of them are like the best Final Fantasy. Like what is that called? Something of Origins, Paradise of Origins, or Origins of Paradise, whatever that's called. No, we don't want that as a remake or whatever it is, even though it came out not too long ago. But it's good. It's good that they create a really good relationship between the two, because they really need to, since Sony always takes everything from them. I wouldn't say 15 years. Probably the new ones, probably. They hold back, but they still managed to give us the old one. We don't want it, but we still managed to get that. The same thing with Kingdom Hearts.
The other thing to consider is, even if this is the best-selling MMO out there, it's an MMO, and MMOs don't do well on console. Yes, we want to have certain ones on console, but in the end, they always just perform better on PC. There's just you can't do macros or anything like that like you can on PC to really take advantage of the gameplay. So you're really limited on the console versions, because they have to change so much with the UI and everything to make it work, where they would have like 20 different buttons that they could use on PC. They had to try to bring it down to like 10, and it's just not the same. So, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to play this, but I don't foresee them doing it for the long haul on Xbox. They're going to go play it on PC.
Well, let's put it this way. Remember how it started, and I will never forget. I remember Final Fantasy XIV was announced, was
Mhm.
released, and it was really, really bad. They took 1 year to fix the whole thing, and when it was released, it became a hit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they create some crazy magic and be compatible, like you say, with the console. So let's see, because they did some crazy 360 with that game, and they really pulled it off. I never seen that before, but they really pulled it off.
I look at
Yeah,
it like when it comes like The Sims, like you can play The Sims on Xbox, but it sucks in comparison to a PC. Like it's just a pain to navigate on the screen.
You know, the thing about this whole situation is Final Fantasy XIV released 13 years ago in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Then it took a year off, came back in 2002-ish or 12-ish, right? And when 2013 hit, it came to the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 13 years, if you've wanted to play Final Fantasy XIV, I'm sure you have. Nobody's been waiting 14 years for this game to come to Xbox.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, right? But I feel that, oh, we're going to bring Final Fantasy XIV to Xbox. That is a moot point at this level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who cares? Nobody is going to stop playing it on their PS5 or their PC to play it on their Xbox. Maybe one or two guys. I mean, I know there's one guy on Twitter that is super happy about it. But, you know, there's Final Fantasy XIV is going to get like 100 players on Xbox, and then people are going to rag, oh, Xbox doesn't play, Xbox gamers don't buy games. Well, who's going to buy a game that's an MMO that's 13 years in, that releases 13 years late on a
Mhm.
console? Nobody. Ain't nobody going to play that.
I want to play it.
And they're gonna be behind whenever there's major updates to stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Xbox will be the last one to get that update.
You know for a fact that's
A
true.
a person that is a fan of Final Fantasy will not care if they're far behind.
Yeah, but if
They will
you're a
still
fan of
play.
Final Fantasy
they were-
and you
if-
want to
if
play
you're
Final
an
Fantasy,
MMO
you
if you're
already
an
have, is
MMO
my
fan.
point.
Yeah, if you're really into MMOs, you're not gonna be playing it on PlayStation and you're not gonna be playing it on Xbox. You're playing that on PC.
Yeah.
It's called Xbox Mini PC. Still the thing.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
The fact that it's on PlayStation doesn't mean anything because, like I said, if you're really into MMOs, you're on PC.
Yeah, and if you're really into Final Fantasy 14, like my little brother is, you're on PC. And you know, nothing against the people playing on console. I play MMOs on console and they run just fine. I love playing them on console because I'm not a hardcore. But there's just a 13-year-old game nobody cares about. This is not that big of a news, in my opinion. I don't think it's this whole Square-Enix defining moment. All Square-Enix is doing is like, you know what? Maybe we can get 300 more subs from Xbox if we go to, or 1,000 more subs from Xbox if we make Final Fantasy available there now. This is just Square-Enix patting their wallets, pretending to be nice. And I say pretending because they said they were going to bring Final Fantasy 14 to Xbox in 2013. They said this exact same phrasing 10 years ago. And what happened? They brought they never brought Final Fantasy 14 to Xbox. It's still not there, not even today. So until I see it, I don't believe it. Sorry, Square Enix, you're a bunch of liars. And not only that, the freaking nobody wants this. You want to know what everybody wants? Everybody wants this.
Yes.
This is
That's
what
the
everybody
one.
wants. We don't care about no Final Fantasy 14. That's an online MMO RPG that a 1,000 players are going to get to, you know. This one is the one that 10 million players are going to buy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the one where what's the install base right now? 24 million is estimated. Xbox Series consoles estimated. This is the one where 2.4 million players are going to buy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 16, all this stuff. But this, like, as much as it looks awesome, and it does, and I'm sure it's a fantastic MMO, as you have to be fantastic to have beaten World of Warcraft, right? It's just this ain't it. And then it's the phrasing of the of the article. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where is Windows Central? Where possible, quote unquote. Let me see if I can find the where. This project that would not be possible without Phil Spencer's report, blah, 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 blah.
Meaning we never had any intention of doing this, but Phil Spencer kept calling, so we were like, okay, fine.
This sentence right here.
That's what
Starting
happened.
with today's announcement and whenever possible, we are planning to bring our games to Xbox for players to enjoy. That means we're not getting Final Fantasy VII. We're not going to get Final Fantasy XVI. We're probably not going to get the next Final Fantasy, which one? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We're not going to get Pixel Collection, probably. We're not going to get... we didn't get Tactics Ogre remake. We didn't get Mana remake. Square Enix has shafted us so much. I don't believe a word they say. I'm sorry, Square, but like, you want to talk about consumer trust? I have none. I have zero consumer trust for you. Am I glad that I get to buy some Square Enix games? Yeah, like I bought on my Switch that Data Rhythm, Final Bar Line. So I do enjoy my Square Enix games. And just this on Iconic Video Games, I was talking about another Square Enix property, Einhinder, that was amazing. But do I think that Square Enix is going to hold on to their word? They've told us this before. They've said it before.
Yeah, so like,
and they didn't follow through.
So like they promised 14, over a decade ago, to come, and now it's finally coming. So what? Do we have to wait for 7 to come out, in 10 years later too?
The only thing that I can say is this: sometimes if you don't beat your opponent by their own game, that's their own fault. That's something that Xbox should have pretty much make the first move before this actually happens. That's something that Xbox always lacks. Is that if there's anything that is going to be very popular, what they should have done is pretty much say, here's the money, we want it as an exclusive. They always do it on the last minute, and we always get the shot. We always get games like this.
Yeah.
For some reason, we always get the old ones, and then we don't get, like right now, yes, we are saying we want Final Fantasy VII Remake, but they are not making the move on time. It's always on the last minute. We don't want that. If they got a project and say, hey, you know what, we're gonna have Dragon Quest 12 or whatever the case may be. Oh, you know what, I want this one. You have to lock it before your competitor does it. They're not doing that. That's something that they need to change.
The thing is, like the fact that developers choose to ignore Xbox gamers, like, is so upsetting. Like, it jades me. And yeah, it's personal. It's just a hobby, whatever, right? I understand that my jadiness is childish. I get it. I'm not in any denial of that, right? But it still does. Like, it jades me towards your brand. Would I have loved to get Final Fantasy right away? Yeah. But, it's just not coming. Like, what? Like, oh, games where we can. What games are you talking about? Be more specific. When? Give us timelines. Because, Square Enix is one of those developers that I just do not trust. Do not trust to follow through. Just because they've said, like, remember a few years ago, like, oh, all the Final Fantasies are coming to Xbox Game Pass and all this other stuff, right? And yeah, they followed through. Final Fantasy 8 came, and Final Fantasy 9, and I think 13 and 12 did, and that was it. That's where it stopped.
Yep.
And that was it.
Well, we did get the Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, we got Kingdom Hearts 3, but you know what? They remade Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and even though Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming to Xbox, guess who didn't get the remake of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 in preparedness to Kingdom Hearts 3? We didn't. We didn't.
That's
just the reality of how Square Enix treats us. I'm just saying, like, am I excited that hopefully relationships are repaired and we'll get, I don't know, Final Fantasy 7 in 2050? Sure, I guess.
Probably.
I'm not going to wait till
have
2050 to play
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII Remake.
So they're taking Final Fantasy VII Remake and they're doing it as a trilogy, right? So more than likely they're going to wait until all 3 games are out, which means we'd have to wait 20 years before we even get the first one.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's check in with the chat to see how they feel. So a lot of the chat says that Square-Enix bent the knee. And he actually hugged Phil, which is not normal for Japanese to hug. Let's see. Give us Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, please. I'll buy every one of them. Doggy, I have good news for you and bad news. The bad news is it's not coming. The good news is you get to save your money. Just saying. Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer. Yeah, I mean he's out there making the deals. I don't trust Square Enix to be part of it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Fastback says I was hooked on Final Fantasy 11 on it 360. We'll see about Final Fantasy 14. It's better. I played both, and I got to tell you, it's better. Phil Spencer needs to ask Square Enix if they want any of their games on Xbox, then stop allowing Sony to pay for gatekeeping. Yeah, they need to, because their Square Enix is a shadow of what it used to be. I hate to say it, but Final Fantasy 14 is the only thing paying those bills right now. And Final Fantasy 7 sold fantastic, but Final Fantasy 16 at 3 million copies is not pulling the numbers, I don't think. And Final Fantasy is their biggest IP. I mean, we're not even talking Dragon Quest or Outriders or whatever else they had. They used to have Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, but not anymore. Thank God. So, yeah. Fastback says money talks. That's right. And shout out to Lost Boomer. Thank you so much for joining us, Lost Boomer. We appreciate you. He says Balloon Wonderworld. Have you mean Balloon Wonderworld? Yeah, that was also a flop. And that guy is in jail now. I feel sorry for my Sonic creator. He's in jail. Let's see. Jago Coogan says zero interest in Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox. Never asked for it, but I hope those that did enjoy it. Anyway, good morning, fam. Good morning, Jago Coogan. Thank you so much for joining us. Ed Splendifer says, but maybe some have, Axel. Some people can't afford 2 consoles, bro. PC gaming is expensive. And I don't care what anybody says, even though we're on the affordable end at $500 entry point, it's still $500.
I mean, gaming is expensive regardless if you're PC or console.
Yeah.
You still are dropping $600 on consoles and controllers and charging stuff and headsets and $70 a game, and then you got to pay your online membership. So you're throwing money away like crazy on console. So
this hobby is expensive.
Yeah,
but I love it.
So
I'd rather do this hobby than, I don't know, some dumb like building cars.
Oh, stop, man.
I'm just messing, Terry. I'm just messing. Shout out to Terry and all her awesome car mechanic. If you need to check out Terry's side channel, you want to throw it on there, Terry?
Yeah, so if you go check out my YouTube channel, CoolCatTerri, I work on my BMW Z3, and I just did a full video of my struggle of removing the intake manifold. So make sure you guys check that stuff out. I'll go ahead and link it in the chat here once I grab that.
Is there a sufficient amount of F-bombs in the video?
No, because I want to be sure that I'm, good for YouTube. So all that stuff's out. Let me tell you. You can hear the tone of my voice. The frustration is getting more and more real. Like I start getting a little bit more higher pitched, but no, I have all that cut out.
That's funny. Let's see. Too many new games releasing this year to worry about Final Fantasy. I don't know, man. Final Fantasy is always an event. Final Fantasy 16 came out, and 3 million copies sold on a single console. That's pretty impressive overall. But I think it could have been a lot more if they weren't locked. Just saying. Chael Walker says, I play MMOs on console when I want to lay in bed. Other than that, I'm on PC. Yeah, exactly. I play real-time strategy games on my PC only because of the control you get. You just don't have that level of control on the console. Let's see. Crazy Greek Dude says, it's not a Xbox move bringing it to Xbox. It's a cloud move. Hey, you know what? I might actually play it if it's on cloud.
But cloud's not on Xbox. Final Fantasy Cloud.
It's X Cloud. Get it right. X Cloud.
You know, people want Cloud on Xbox. He will
That's
not
right.
make an appearance.
Yes. Yes, I'll take Final Fantasy VII on my Xbox all day. It's my favorite Final Fantasy. Facts, Axel. Yeah. And shout out to Ice Queen Gaming for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, Ice Queen Gaming. She says, hey, I have been in the hospital for a few weeks. My mental health has been the worst, but I come back home yesterday and I'm fine. But I've taken my new meds until I'm better again. Hey, hopefully everything is going well for you. Best you can do is just do what the doctors say. They have your best interest in mind, and take care of yourself. You know, you're number one. Just remember, you don't need to worry about anybody. Worry about yourself first and get yourself in order. And your mental health is always important. And this is coming from a guy that went to therapy. I do believe in it. I do believe it works if you find the right therapist. So yeah, there you go. Dragon Heart Yobi says, you don't have to believe them, man. Believe Phil. That man is trying to get those games to the Xbox ecosystem. I respect the man's hustle. I hope it works out for the Final Fantasy players on Xbox. Yeah. I do believe in Phil. I believe in Phil Spencer. You know, the little who made that. I first saw it on Crap Gamers YouTube channel. It's like a thumbnail that instead of like I believe in Harvey Dent, it's I believe in Phil Spencer pin. Yeah, I do. I do believe in Phil Spencer. Yeah. 5 years later for Final Fantasy VII. Oh, jeez. You know, like I said, who's gonna want it then? It's gonna be over 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Splinter says, but now Phil has money to spend. What if Phil bought half the shares of the company? We don't know, Axel. That's right. Maybe Phil. It's a publicly traded company, so if Xbox would have bought half the shares, we would know.
Yeah,
we would know. Somebody would know. And this is not Don Matrick we're talking about here. It's definitely not Don Matrick. Don Matrick, he was good for a while, and then he wasn't. He fizzled out. Enter the Phil era, and it's amazing. It wasn't a remake. Are you talking about the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 that I was talking about here, Dragon Heart Yobi? I think you are. Let's see. Y'all guys are going to have to wait to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. You might want to get to play it until you're dead in your grave. Yeah, agreed. You know, by the time Square-Enix decides to release Final Fantasy VII on Xbox, you might as well emulate it. Just saying, if you waited that long. I bought a PS5 specifically for God of War and Final Fantasy games. That's it. Spider-Man games and stuff, cool, bonus and stuff. But the reason I bought my PS5 is for Final Fantasy games and God of War. And that's it. End the period, end the sentence. And that's how much I enjoy the Final Fantasy games. So yeah, you best believe I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You best believe it. Let's see. I believe Square will come through. Remember. Yeah, I hope they do. I mean, I'm just going on historical data. You know, like since Outriders came onto Xbox Game Pass, Square has not released another game on Game Pass. That's over a year ago. And not that they need to release anything on Game Pass. They don't. I'm just saying that, they said, oh, all these games are coming to Game Pass. It was a Game Pass announcement, right? But ever since that happened, not only did they not release any more games on Game Pass, but they haven't released very many games onto Game. No, I take that back. They did release Dragon Quest. Doggy, sorry about that. I keep forgetting about your Dragon Quest.
I think
they do release Dragon Quest on Game Pass. But, games like Octopath Traveler 2 skipped Xbox. I'm just saying, since that announcement, Square just doesn't follow through. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't care about Xbox. Let's see. I'll buy Final Fantasy 16 when it's $40, $39. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. There's new blood at Square with the new young CEO. I do believe all of the old regime will be phased out and making way for the new people inbound. I hope
that's
so.
That's the way I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. The best game Square-Enix had anything to do with was Guardians of the Galaxy, and they only published it. That was Square Crystal Dynamics, wasn't it?
Yep, Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, Crystal Dynamics.
But that's why he said.
Axel, pay that woman. What are you talking about? Are you talking about Terry?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Terry will kill you live on stream. Wow. Yeah, stop wasting all that time building those dumb cars, Terry. By the way, guys,
Y'all just jealous. Y'all just jealous.
YouTube.com at CoolCatAlley, CoolCatAlley. Here's the link for everybody. Be sure to show CoolCat some love and check out her videos of her frustration with her BMW. But let's see. The other side cheerleads for Final Fantasy VII, but yet they have over 100 and 20 million consoles with the PS4 and 40 million now with PS5. What does the game only sell 3 million? It only came out on PS5. And PS5 only has 40 million?
Yeah.
So typically, if you're getting more than 10%, if you reach 10% sales of the console, you did pretty good. So Final Fantasy 16 did above average, because average I think is 5%, even for Sony's own first party titles. So to be above average but not be killing it over 10% is normal. The only people that consistently get over 10% is Nintendo. They're the end all be all of buy rate. So yeah, let's see. I go to therapy every Tuesday on Retro Renegades. Is that what all that yelling is? Shout out to Diego Cookin. Check out Retro Renegades and Doggy Dog on Retro Renegades every Tuesday. Good for a while. Don was never good, Axel. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? He brought Call of Duty to us. He hit all those third-party deals that we didn't get, and he brought Lost Odyssey to us. What was it? Blue Dragon. He did a lot for us, man. People forget that was Donnie.
Yeah, that
yeah. I'm getting the Spider-Man PS5 for the PS first party, and that's it. My PS consoles are only used for first party games. Yeah, same here. And exclusive third party games like Final Fantasy. So yeah, that's it. My PS5 collects dust. Man, you and your Switch collects dust, your PS5 collects dust. Dust those bad boys off, man. Got to keep them in good shape. If you don't want them, sell them to me. I'll give you $20. I'll give you $20 so you can buy yourself a real doorstop with your Nintendo Switch, okay? And I'll sweeten the deal. I'll give you $60 so you can buy a real space heater for your PS5, all right?
Actually, that purifies the smoke from Canada, so PS5 is good for those things.
That's right. And Terry knows I'm kidding. Much love, Terry. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. That last game I played was Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster, and that's it. It isn't even a PS5 game. Yeah, it's only playable on the PS5 and Switch and PC. Again, skipping Xbox. Like I said, Square just has me so jaded on Xbox. I don't really consider that. If I buy Square games, I tend to buy them on my Switch if I can first and PlayStation last. That's just the way I buy my Square games because they don't come to Xbox. If they did come to Xbox, I would buy them. Like Octopath Traveler came to Switch first.
Mm-hmm.
I paid full price for that game, played it, didn't like it, wish I wouldn't have bought it. It was okay, don't get me wrong, but it's not the 10 that everybody, at least to me, it's not the 10 that everybody said it is. So when it came to Game Pass, I'm glad a lot of people got to play it and enjoy it, but for me, that game was just okay. But you know what? I think it'd be fun to talk about. Do you guys have anything else on the Square-Enix coming to Xbox? I hope that we get a lot of games. I hope this is the beginning to a long and prosperous future, and I eat every word I say. I hope I'm 100% wrong, and that I have to personally apologize to Yoshi P and the president. What's his name? Hold on, I got it.
Kiryu something.
The president, Takashi. And again, guys, this gameplay is from Lacry or Lacry, however you want to say it. Be sure to check him out if you want to see any more of it. Thank you so much for providing for the gameplay. I don't play Final Fantasy XIV, so thank you so much for providing that gameplay available on YouTube. All right. So anybody have anything else to add to this topic?
The only thing that I have on mine is, remember, Phil Spencer said it.
Phil Spencer said it.
Yeah. Hey, it was, I think it was like E3 or something like that, No, I think it was kind of fun of games that everything Sony already have it locked in. So every single time that Microsoft goes in, they can't do nothing about it. And I think this is the reason why we don't get it from Square-Enix. Even though we keep saying that they don't like Xbox because they're third place, but as in business or whatever you want to call it, what can he do? Since he can't get any any new games to the console, they need to talk to them and say, anything new that you will create, I would like to fund that project and make it exclusive. Skip whatever old games they have, and whatever new they have, just do it right now so they could actually have that a little bit stronger relationship between the two. That's the only thing that I'm gonna say. Just lock it in ahead of time.
Yeah. It's just, Square Enix has always chased the exclusive bag. I hope they stop and they realize that they are jading the reputation with a lot of gamers. That's all I have to say.
But remember that Sony and Square Enix have had a really long relationship before the Xbox came in. So
did Square and Nintendo, and they gave Nintendo the shaft as well. I mean, Square Enix has zero loyalty, if I'm being honest.
Well, remember they do have Octopath Traveler 2, which is started there. So I don't know about that part. I don't know about that part, but I know they have like a couple of games that are pretty much from Square Enix before moving to PlayStation or Xbox. So if Nintendo can't do it, why not Xbox? It's for some reason. And this is something that always happens and they don't want to talk about it. It's like they don't want to deal with an American product. They don't want to. They really don't. And I think that's one of the things. I can't remember the year, but I remember one of the Capcom devs, they asked him why a lot of the Japanese games, they don't go for the Xbox. And it's because they want to back their product from their own homeland. The same thing in the United States. They're trying to back Xbox as much as they can, even though I think the PlayStation right now sells more in the United States compared to the Xbox. That's something that you're not doing anything about it. Phil needs to change that narrative that he felt defeated, and right now it's going in his way. So that should help him out and have a clear focus and say, hey, you know what? Let's start this off. Let's start off funding this one. Let's lock it up. Let's have it as an exclusive. Anything that is Final Fantasy, 16, whatever. If they create another Octopath Traveler 3 or a new Dragon Quest, let's lock that up. But at the same time, you have to understand something, Axel. This is something that a lot of people like to say. A lot of and I heard about it. They don't play too much Japanese games because they don't understand it. Compared to a Witcher, compared to a Mass Effect, because it's I guess it's a little bit more action oriented. But when it comes to Japanese, it's like, I don't understand it. What am I supposed to do? I have to press this button. This is an turn-based game. I don't like this. I like freedom, and the story sounds weird. They don't want to back that up either.
Yeah,
and that's another problem. The only people that are requesting games like that is pretty much us since the PlayStation 1 eras and all that. That's another problem. Yes, I never played Persona. Because I don't understand that part. I'm like, what the heck is this thing? But I could play Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? But a lot of them, they just stop as a whole. Or sometimes I want to recommend, play Final Fantasy. I'm like, I don't understand that game is running around, and then you got this boss, and the world is too big, and the story is weird, and something about the castle and crystal, and what the heck is this? and they stop as a whole. So I don't know if it's localization or it's something, but a lot of them that I talk to is like they don't understand what the heck is going on. So they go back to the shooters and your Remnants 2s and all those things. That's another problem.
Remnant 2, amazing.
Yes, it is. I had
RPGs, JRPGs are, I won't say they're an exquisite taste, because to me RPGs are JRPGs, and the Western RPGs kind of came of it. And I understand that CRPGs came first, but to me JRPGs on the console are the way I first experienced RPGs as a whole. Right? So I don't know. To me, they set the standard, and they don't like the fact that they're being called JRPGs. They just want to be called RPGs. But yeah, I don't know. I think Western, the reason I think lots of people enjoy Japanese games, you don't need to understand every single one. Like, just because you're a fan of one Japanese game doesn't automatically make you a fan of another one. Just like I'm a fan of Halo doesn't mean I'm automatically a fan of Call of Duty, right? Just they're both shooters, but they're very different. So it's just that whole excuse, like, oh, they don't understand it. Well, if you want to understand a game, you will. I understand tactics games because I love it. It to me, I love that tactics. I understand real-time strategy games because I love them. I really find that interesting. But yeah, I understand what you're getting at. Like, some people just, like my cousin, like my nephew, he cannot play an action adventure game. Like, I tried to make him play Gotham Knights, which I thought was fantastic, and he didn't even have the patience to go through the tutorial because he just wants to fight.
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
Like, he just wants to drop and start shooting, much like the battle royales and shooters of today's eras. That's what he knows.
It's the same thing in co-op. A lot of people, they don't want to and just press the skip button just because they wanted it to beat it. I'm like, how can you enjoy a game like that? You know what I mean? But also localization. Hispanic people, sometimes they want to play, they're like, I don't understand it because it's only in English. So you're not going to be able to pause it and Google translate every word that it says.
Yeah, Xbox does need to get better with its regional support.
And that's another problem, yeah.
Let's see. Or Square-Enix is shook about the anti-competitive investigation Sony's under, and they want to do better or distance themselves so they don't get in trouble too. Oh, and you remember, Square-Enix was used as a prime example of games that were not available to American audiences on American devices by Congress to the Japanese political figure. I want to say it was their Japanese ambassador.
Oh, I remember
the
that.
very next day, the Japanese Trade Commission or whatever approved the deal with no stipulations, right? So remember, like, Square Enix is a huge Japanese name.
The spotlight was put on them.
Yeah,
they're like,
gotta handle the spotlight, handle the heat.
Around in the shadows, all of a sudden, whoop,
yeah. Like, I just got here. I don't know. This is the first time I hear about it.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Let me go talk to this old CEO, whatever his name was.
Let me talk to Yoshi.
let me bring up my buddy Yoshi. Yeah. But guys, I think it would be kind of fun to do a little fun side end topic here because this is kind of serious, but let's get a little fun. So Square Enix, and I know some of these are no longer Square Enix titles. This is just a graphic I found. Square Enix, guys, what are some of your favorite Square Enix games? You can name up to 3. I'll let you guys go first. We'll go one at a time real quick. So one of my favorite Square Enix games that were published by Square Enix is, of course, Tomb Raider. I love Tomb Raider. Lara Croft's Bay. The new Tomb Raider, the reboot was fantastic. Loved it. Tomb Raider is one of mine. Terry, what do you think? What is your first game you want to list?
Yeah, I mean, it's no longer part of Square, but I agree. Tomb Raider is like the one. It's like it's the only one. Honestly, I don't like any of their games that Square does. So yeah, Tomb Raider was the only thing that they had that kept me interested, and now they don't even have that no more. So Square can kick rocks for all I care.
Yeah,
Tomb Raider's Bay.
That's right. Shaddai, Your first game, and it's okay if you mention the games we've mentioned.
Sorry, I was gonna say, does it have to be made straight from Square-Enix, or does it include the publishing part too?
Let's include publishing. Let's
Okay.
let's open it up.
Okay, all of the above. Okay, Final Fantasy IX, because the reason why is that was actually my first game for my first genre for JRPGs, and I really loved the story. And now that I heard that they were trying to rumor to make a remake, I will buy that day one. So for me, Final Fantasy IX.
All right, Final Fantasy IX. All right. Okay, I'll go next. I'm gonna go with this is tough because there's really 4 properties I really love, but I'm gonna go with Deus Ex. When Deus Ex first came out in 2000 on the PC, wow, what a cool game. Cyberpunk espionage, you know, Deus Ex Invisible War, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Deus Ex The Fall, Mankind Divided, Deus Ex, I think that's it for the big ones. But yeah, Deus Ex for me is a fantastic game, that cyberpunk espionage that I experienced first on the PC, because it was only on the PC at the time, at least as far as I know. So shout out to Deus Ex with that cyberpunk. I really miss it. I wish it would do better. And I even played Deus Ex Go on my phone, which was pretty fun. So yeah, guys, list your 3 favorite Square Enix games in the chat, and we'll read them out loud here. Terry, what's your second game that you want to say? And it's okay if you say the same one.
It's gonna be 2 random. No, okay. No, I'll have to give it to probably Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I hated the newest one, despised it.
Here we go again.
But overall, the Kingdom Hearts franchise is really good. So I'll have to pick Kingdom Hearts for my second one.
All right. What about you, Shaddai?
My second one, which nobody talks about it, but we're always talking about either Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy. But for me, Valkyrie Profile.
Valkyrie Profile on the PS1.
Yes.
Yep.
That game, I played the one, I think it was Lenneth on the PSP. And that story was awesome. And I know they mentioned not too long ago a new Valkyrie Profile for the PlayStation 5, unless if they do it later or so. But that game, it was so different. The gameplay was awesome. There was a lot to do there. For me, Valkyrie Profile.
Valkyrie Profile. Fantastic. So I think the give me is Final Fantasy VII. When this was advertised for the PS1, it was such a phenomenal, it was like a movie event. The advertising for it and the gameplay, it was fantastic. The summons were so cool. Like, I had not seen something so fantastic on a video game console up to that point. I didn't even know they could look that pretty. Final Fantasy VII really turned me on to the Final Fantasy series, if I say so. And I went back and played Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 3, and I'm talking Final Fantasy 1 NES, Final Fantasy 3 SNES. I know it's 6, right? But and I played Final Fantasy 9 with the Gunblade. I remember that one. Just so much fun. But runner up is Nier Automata. Not the whole Nier series, just Nier Automata. But no, Final Fantasy 7 with Tifa Lockhart, who didn't have a crush on Tifa when they were younger.
I didn't.
Yeah. But with Cloud and Tifa, and then the game just gets so convoluted. By the end of the game, I'm like, so what's the story again?
Oh boy,
because it was so long, so long. So yeah, those are my games. Cool Cat.
All right, so I don't have any more for me personally, but I will pick my husband's favorite because they basically abandoned the whole franchise. But his favorite that he wants to see come back is Drakengard.
Drakengard, yeah.
What is it?
Drakengard.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Drakengard is one of his all-time favorites,
Woo!
and he if they ever brought that back, animated and put it on Xbox, he would die. He would die.
Yeah, the last one was on the PS3 era.
I just want to say that I like Final
PS2.
Fantasy VII so much. I have bought it multiple
Really?
times.
Yeah, the first one was on PS2.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about the last one was on PS3. The
Yeah,
lady with
yeah.
the lady with the flower.
Yeah, so like so
Wow.
that would be on his list for sure. That and like the Chrono Trigger stuff.
Yes.
Wow,
oh my
Drake
god, I
and
forgot
Guy.
about them.
Yeah.
So many
Drake
great
and Guy.
RPGs.
Got you.
Shadai, what is your third game?
My third game would be Star Ocean.
Star Ocean, yes.
Star Ocean part
Yep.
part 2 because I never
It's
got
considered
the
the best one, part 2.
yes. I never got the chance to beat. I think it was in a cave. It was like two. It looked like two lions, and I never got the chance to beat that area because you had this, and it's a boss game. You know, it was pretty much a boss, and you have like this two. I think it was mountain lions or whatever, and you have this mine cart or whatever it is, and it was always going across. And every single time that I wanted it to beat those nasty animals, that damn car always hit me and kills me, and I have to redo it again. I'm like, man, I got tired of it, and I start playing Wild Arms. So I'm like, forget it.
Oh, Wild Arms is fantastic too. Dang.
So
many
yeah.
fantastic games.
Yeah, Star Ocean.
Star Ocean, yes. Terry, we had a poll in the chat.
I had a poll. Do you like Final Fantasy games? 50% said yes, 33% said no, and 60% are final what?
You forgot that the last one says poll complete 12%. No, stop.
Let's see. So Doggy Dog says he likes Final Fantasy 2 on the SNES. I don't know what GOTG stands for. Game of the Gears? I don't know.
No.
Anybody know what GOTG stands for? Guilty.
No.
I have no idea what that means, Doggy. Spell it out. Secret of Mana. So those are great. Let's see.
I understand what it means.
What?
It says "got game" is just abbreviated with game.
No.
If you read it straight, it says "got game."
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, yes. Fantastic game. Great choice, Doggy. Jigo Kukin, or not Jigo Kukin, Splendifer says he loves Tomb Raider and he loves that Deuce Ex. Deuce Ex. That's not how you say it. Deuce Ex. Let's see. Jesse Darby's going to go with Tomb Raider and then Deus Ex. Yep. Me and Jigo Kukin are the same. Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, and Final Fantasy VII. Chris Simmons TV joins us. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Don't really care for RPGs, but it's good.
See what I mean?
Get for Xbox. Yeah. All they can do is grow your audience.
And that's why they rather, release it on the Xbox to see if there's, like you say, an audience that cares for that. Might as well start with something old and let's see if they're gonna, be happy with the new ones.
All right. Great, guys. What a topic. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for today's show. Shadai, thank you so much for joining in and becoming our third player and for coming in with the immediate hot take on Terry. I love it.
No, I'm glad the Kingdom Hearts situation was, fast and furious. So really quick.
Yeah. Shadai, let the people know where they can find you.
People can find me. Damn it. I'm not used to saying X. Because now, Xbox for the X on Twitter. So I'm going to stick with Twitter. So people can find me on Twitter X at Eternal Shadai. You write it the same thing down there for Xbox console. I'll be streaming on Twitch. ETE Shadai. I also do podcasting on Fridays for Xbox. International podcast in Espanol, in Spanish. I do it with ASCAP Gaming for English. We have the one on Wednesday with Sour Blow, Crazy Louie, Plume, and Silent Cypher. But thank you for the invite. I saw it when I was waking up. I'm like, okay, let me brush my teeth. I was running. So
yeah, thank you for jumping in and helping us out.
I said I was going to be available, so yeah. And I'm on vacation too, so yeah.
Yay. All right. But with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But first off, we want to thank you guys, the chat. We wouldn't be able to have this show here if it wasn't for you guys that chat, and that's why you will always be the MVP to any of the shows on the Iconic Video Games channel. If you did not partake in the chat and you're just listening in the background, we want you to know that we appreciate you too. You guys, the lurkers, are also the MVPs of this show. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. I'm Axel1324.
I'm CoolCatTerri.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
See ya.